Somewhere last year, we introduced a segment on this platform, and the segment is called Question and Answer segment. And we were answering questions that, some of you brought to us under the comment sections of our previous videos. So we were doing that. But the whole of this year, we put a break on it and we couldn't do any question and answer segment. So in today's video, I have decided to reintroduce that segment, and today's episode is all about giving an answer to some of the comments or some of the questions that came under the comment section of the previous video. And this question is coming from one cherished viewer and subscriber called Vida Osei. Vida, wherever you are, please forgive me if I just mentioned your name, even though I haven't gotten your permission, but forgive me for that. Vida Osei is giving us, or is having, a very good question which needs to be addressed. So I am addressing it immediately. She said, "Thank you so much. Please make a video to help dialysis patients to heal their kidneys, and thank you." All what Vida Osei want me to do is to talk about, things that can help those who are on dialysis. Now, before a person goes onto a dialysis machine, meaning what it means is that the person have reached stage 5, kidney stage. The person have reached what we call end stage renal disease or end stage renal failure. It means the kidneys have failed. You understand? Because kidney diseases are in stages. We have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, and then stage 5. Sometimes, in the beginning of stage 4, doctors will require you to go onto the dialysis, because at that material stage, the kidney would have already failed or would have started failing. So it will require the support of the kidney to filter out. Now, someone is going to ask, what does the dialysis do? The dialysis machine itself, what does it do? What it do, or what it does, is that it works in place of the failed kidney. Now, before I proceed, let me give you a background, or let me give you what the kidneys does in our body. Our kidneys are two most important organs that are mostly found somewhere this region where you can see my hand. This region, you see, just under the rib cage at your back, both left and right. Now, the kidneys have several functions in the body. They play several roles. One of the roles these kidneys, play is to, first of all, regulate the potassium level in your system. What it means is that if you eat any food that has potassium in it, high amount of potassium in it, it is the mandate of the kidney, it is the responsibility of the kidney to regulate that level of potassium, that potassium level. That is why people who are suffering from, let's say, kidney failure or kidney disease, most of them are having heart problem, because when the kidney regulates the potassium, it ends up regulating the heartbeat. So the kidney regulates the heartbeat. Other than that, the heart will be beating just anyhow, but so far as the kidney is there, the kidney is making sure that the heart will be beating the way it's supposed to beat. It should beat normal. So that is one major function of the kidney. Another major function of the kidney is to filter out toxins, filter out things that the body doesn't need. And it normally will convert these unwanted substances, unwanted things, into what we call urea, so that eventually it will pass through your urinary tract and then it will come out as a urine. That is the second thing the kidney does. And there is this gland just beneath your kidney. It is called adrenaline. These adrenaline are normally supported by the kidney, and adrenaline will give you that adrenaline rush when there is danger, when there is something which is going to harm you. The speed, the rate at which you use to avoid that thing, either run away or something, it is the adrenaline which will secrete this hormone. And this hormone, upon secreting into your blood blood vessels, you realize that you will be able to act quickly, you will be able to act swiftly upon what is coming as far as the danger is concerned. You understand? So it is the kidney that supports the adrenaline gland. So the kidney does a whole lot of things. Now, each of the kidneys contain a certain device called nephrons, and these nephrons, according to research, they are like millions, trillions of nephrons, a lot of them in the kidney. And what these nephrons do in the kidney is to filter out. So the nephrons are like filters. They are the one responsible for filtering the blood, filtering the toxins from the system. So nephrons are very, very important. You understand? So these are the main functions of the kidneys. Now, the risk factor, before I come to how those on the dialysis can do, what they should do to heal themselves, before I come there, let me give you the background. Now, to the risk factor, things that destroys the nephrons. Remember, the nephrons is the most important device in the kidney. If the nephrons in the kidney is not well, automatically the kidney too is not well. So the nephrons are very, very important. Now, things that normally destroys the nephrons. Remember, if the nephrons begins to get destroyed, it means the kidney will be failing. It means the kidney will be failing. Now, the nephrons, risk factors or things that affect the nephrons. We have a condition called hydronephrosis or hydronephritis. Hydronephritis means there are stagnations of fluid in the urine, and this is normally caused by a situation whereby the urinary tract is blocked. When the urinary tract is blocked and therefore the person is not able to come out with urine, sometimes some of the urine will go back to the kidneys, and when they go back to the kidney, they normally will go and get stuck inside the nephrons. I hope you understand. And then when it happens like that, it will make the kidneys to become enlarged. So this is one of the factors that can destroy the nephrons, that can make the nephrons not to function very well, and it can lead to kidney failure. The second risk factor is diabetes. When you are suffering from diabetes, or when someone is suffering from chronic diabetes and nothing is done about it, the diabetes can escalate into a condition called diabetic nephropathy. Diabetic nephropathy simply means the nephrons in the kidney, that millions of nephrons in the kidney, are going to be destroyed by the excess sugar in the blood. Remember, it is the responsibility for the nephrons to filter out anything that is in the blood. So if the blood is containing high amount of sugar, every sugar corrode things, every sugar eats things. One day I will come and give you a practical example of how dangerous sugar is. I'll bring something, I'll do experiment and show you how dangerous sugar is. Very, very dangerous. So as the nephrons are trying to filter out this excess sugar from the blood, the sugar will eventually be corroding the nephrons, will be eating up the nephrons, will be destroying the nephrons. So eventually all the nephrons will be destroyed. So we call it diabetic nephropathy. The third risk factor that can cause the nephrons to fail which will eventually lead to kidney failure, is what we call kidney stones or calculi, build-up of calculi into the kidney or inside the kidney. When there is a build-up of calcium oxalate inside the kidney, it eventually destroys the nephrons. So when you are diagnosed of kidney stones and you don't do anything about it, be careful. It might end up destroying all the nephrons in the kidneys, which will eventually lead to kidney failure. I hope you understand. So that is that. Now, let's come back to the whole thing, how the people who are suffering from kidney failure and they are on dialysis machine, what they will do. Like I said, the dialysis will now be working as the kidney because now the kidneys have failed. Therefore, the person will be required to go onto the dialysis. Now, when the person pause. So when the person ends up being on the dialysis machine, what happens is that the person will now be going through what we call side effects of the dialysis. Because mind you, anytime the person goes onto the dialysis or to the section, the blood, all the blood in the person's body will be what? Will be extracted into that machine. And then certain medications, certain chemicals will be what? Will be added to the blood. So that they will now say, it is like you have taken all your shirt, your things, your clothes to the, dry washing machine. Even though the dialysis machine also looks exactly like that of, washing machine, even though that one is quite small. So after all your blood is removed or is extracted and then directed into the dialysis machine, they will now, pour some of the, or mix your blood with certain medications. Then the machine will begin to filter out all the unwanted things in the blood. With the help of the medications, they mix it or they put in your blood. Then after 3 or 4 hours of the whole section, your blood can now be pumped back into your system. So you realize that people who go to dialysis machine or to dialysis, they normally suffer from a great deal of side effect from that medications that are mostly put in the blood. You understand? So that is that. Now, how are these people going to come out from this whole torture called dialysis? The first thing the person must do when the person gets to that stage, like I always propagate, the person must stop eating anything that has carbohydrate in it. All carbohydrate foods must be what? Must be stopped immediately. The person must stop eating carbohydrate foods. And then the person must increase the intake of protein. Yes, this is quite controversial and quite argumentative, because what happens is that anytime a person is sick of that kidney, or the person's kidney is having kidney issues, one of the first advice doctors will give the person is to stop eating protein, because according to them, the creatine, the protein will increase the creatinine level. But eventually that is not the case. So I am here on the other hand saying that when you are diagnosed of any form of kidney problem and you are on dialysis, please, the first thing you must stop doing is to what? Stop eating all carbohydrate foods. And then secondly, you must make sure to do what we call intermittent fasting, which is you have to eat just once a day. Just once a day. And the food you are going to eat that once should consist of either both protein, animal protein, and then vegetables. That's all. And this thing must be done within 3 months. If the person is able to do this within 3 months, I can assure you that his system will not require dialysis again. There will not be dialysis sections again. Because what is actually causing the what? The filth. What is polluting the body in the first place, which will make the person to require, or the person's body to require dialysis? It is the carbohydrate. Because what the dialysis do is to filter out things that the body doesn't need. So when the person stops eating carbohydrate foods, the person is going to ensure that the blood is not polluted again. So the person will no longer need dialysis. And that is going to give chance, the kidney chance to revive itself all over again. Because as it happens like that, the kidney will now have time to start regenerating itself, to start reviving itself. So my best advice for people who are on dialysis, that is going a very long way to helping them, is to avoid eating carbohydrate foods. When I say carbohydrate foods, I mean the person should stop eating something like rice, maize, millet, wheat, any food that are made of wheat, what do you call it, other junk foods, sugar, alcohol, okay, other soft drinks, and so on and so forth. Any food that has an iota of carbohydrate should be avoided by the person. And the person should also do what we call intermittent fasting. And this must be done within 3 months. Or if the person chooses to eat carbohydrates, no problem. But the person should make sure he or she limits the carbohydrate to just 5%. Just 5% carbohydrate. Just 5% carbohydrate is also okay. So about 95% of protein and vegetables, 5% of carbohydrate in the person's meal. That is also going to be okay. 5%, just 5%. When the person begins to do that, you realize that the person will no longer need dialysis, because the system will not be polluted, because it is the carbohydrate that pollutes the system. So always the person will always have to go to the dialysis session. So that is my advice. So by that say, I think I have given you the answer, and I believe you have really, I've understood the whole thing. Thank you very much for watching. My next question, which will be my next video, is about a dream someone says he or she has. Bullying. He said, last night I dreamed of getting a job, that I am taking my letter and document to be submitted. So the person wants to know the meaning of that particular dream. In my next video, I'll tell you the meaning of that dream. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like this video. Like the video so that the video will go viral. The more you like the video, the more the YouTube algorithm will recommend the videos to other people. And if you are new here, kindly subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to click onto the notification bell icon. Select all, so that anytime we come your way with videos like this, you'll be the very first person to get notified. My name still remains your one and only Dr. Aziz. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.